Oh boy, this is my third attempt at filming this video because I just feel like a huge mess right now and I don't really know where my mind is going. So let's hope this one goes successfully. Hello friends, it's Ash. Welcome back to another video on my channel. This video is a little different from what I normally do. I have never ever talked about how much I love bullet journaling with like a burning passion, and I feel like it should be discussed because honestly, this practice has saved my life. That's a little dramatic. It's therapeutic, it allows me to be creative, and it helps me get my life together, which is honestly something that I just always need. I thought it would be fun to tell you guys about my process bullet journaling and like the materials I use, how I... Excuse me. So I thought it would be fun to tell you guys like how I bullet journal, what my process is like, and how I plan things out, and also the types of materials that I use to make all of the nice designs and calligraphy and all of that. Actually, a fun story. So back when I was like a junior in high school, I tried bullet journaling for the first time and it just did not stick. Like I could not keep up with it for some reason. But when I got to college, Emma and Mirit, they got into bullet journaling and then they got me into it again, and honestly now I just use it for everything. I don't even use planners anymore. I just use my bullet journal for everything. Anyways, if you're new here, be sure to hit subscribe somewhere down below. Give this video a like and follow me on all of my social medias. My Instagram will be floating around the screen somewhere, and the rest of them will be linked in the description down below, as well as my music, so definitely be sure to check that out. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. So this is my bullet journal. I actually got a new one because even though it's still summer, I want to be prepared to start the school year and I like to have a fresh journal to kick it off. So that's why I got this new one. It's pink and it's from Michaels by the brand Artist's Loft. And okay, I ordered this online and when it came in, it was a little creased. It was a little damaged. That was kind of annoying, but I was like, you know what? That's such a petty thing to be upset about, so I'm just not going to care about it anymore. And I decided to cover up the crease with some stickers, and now it's barely noticeable, and now I have this cute cover. So life hack, just cover it up with stickers. It's like putting a band-aid on everything. But yeah, I'm pretty in love with this. I'm gonna show you guys how I set this up. So first, actually, before I go into that, I do want to talk about the materials that I use, like the pens and the markers and everything. So the first thing I would recommend is getting a set of markers like these. These are actually zebra mildliner highlighters, and disclaimer, this is not the pack that it came in. I took these two packs and then I separated the colors between warm tones and cool tones because right now I have a warm tone theme going in my bullet journal. But yeah, if you want to get these, I just want to point out these are not the colors that they'll be coming in the pack, so just keep that in mind. But I got these from Amazon and honestly these are super good. I highly recommend. What I really like about these highlighters is that they're double-sided. So the first side is like a normal highlighter tip, if you can see that. You probably can't because it's not in focus. And then the other side is like a normal marker tip. Let me tell you, when I found out that these were double-sided, I flipped out. And my friends were all looking at me because this was in like English class or something, and I was sitting there like, and everyone was like, Ash, how did you not know this? But yeah, so that's a plus. They're double-sided and they're super bright. They go on really well. Just be careful with the pens that you're using with these because if you're using gel pens, then they smudge. The next thing I would recommend are to get some brush pens, especially if you want to look into doing calligraphy and stuff, because these are really good for that. I will say it is a learning process and you definitely need to practice how to do calligraphy because it's all about how much pressure you put onto the pen, which I don't even know how to do yet. Like, I still suck at it. So yeah, I just have these brush pens. These are only a few of the colors that I have, and these are the Tombow brush pens, and they're also double-sided. The top part is like a normal brush tip, and then the bottom part is a thinner, finer tip marker. And also, nobody should be surprised by the range of colors that I have for these markers. Everyone knows that I'm obsessed with the color red, and it's kind of an issue, but we're just not going to talk about that. The next type of pens I use in my bullet journal are these Pigma micron pens, and I also have a Pigma brush pen. This is actually quite harder to use than the Tombos. These ones are just normal felt tip pens, and they come in different size tips. So this is a 1/4 millimeter, and then it just increases as you go along. But yeah, these are really good for like outlining letters or making little doodles or something like that, so I really love having these, and I've been using them for a very long time. And then lastly, I would just recommend some simple gel pens. These two are my favorite because I love Muji so much. They're a really popular pen brand, and these just go on super smoothly. They also have different size tips, so there's a 0.5 and a 0.38 millimeter. And I also use this pen. It's the Pilot G207 pen. These are also pretty popular. I'm sure you've seen these around on like school, or other people are using them, but this makes bolder lines. Like, it's still a gel pen, but it's a lot bolder than the Muji's. So I normally use these for like outlining titles or making grids or something like that. So those are all of the materials that I use for my bullet journal. And now to get into how I set this up and how I created all of my pages. I actually filmed myself doing all of that, so I will be sure to insert that footage and explain everything. I just want to say it's a little out of focus, and I'm really sorry about that. I was just not working with a very efficient camera angle, but you can still see everything pretty well. It's just a little annoying. But yeah, anyways, I've been rambling a lot, so let's just get into how I set it up. Okay guys, so this is my bullet journal. She's pretty, we all know. So I think the best part about this is the fact that it has this setup table of contents where you can write like what the pages are in your book. I thought that was really helpful. I usually use that for my bullet journal, and this is me trying to do an aesthetically pleasing like flip through that just didn't work out. But anyways, so the first page that I have is just like a little title page that says Ash's bullet journal. I know, it's super original, but I'm just using the marker side of my Tombow brush pen for that. And then for the words bullet journal, I'm just using the Pigma pen. I forgot what size it was, but I don't know. I just kind of experimented with different fonts and designs for this page because it's the first one, and yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. That line was not straight at all. That's great. But yeah, and then I wrote 2020 to 2021 school year underneath because that is what this bullet journal is for, and that's my title page. Okay, so this page I am super proud of because it took so much time. But basically, I pulled some picture off of Pinterest that I really liked, and I traced it out with pencil. This is super important, especially if you're not an artist like me and you kind of just want to wing it. Don't, because you want to make sure to plan out like all the lines and make sure you get the shape correct before you draw it in permanent marker, which is what I am doing now after I drew it all in pencil. I'm doing this theme in my bullet journal where it's kind of like growth, and I'm signifying that by flowers and nature and leaves because, you know, things in nature grow. So after I finished with the person and all that, I decided to make little spots in different colors with my highlighters, and I would outline it with a pen to draw flowers around it because I was too lazy to color in actual flowers. And then after I finished with the flowers, I just drew in a bunch of stems, and I really wanted to fill in all of that white space, so I just did it randomly. I just went off with that. I drew a bunch of leaves, and I drew leaves in places that really didn't make sense, and they're kind of just everywhere, but I really liked how it turned out. Fun fact, I actually ended up scrapping this idea because I didn't really like how I wrote growth, and I just decided to write 2020 to 2021 again underneath. But like I said before, I'm going with a theme of growth, and I thought it was a good idea to write it there. So yeah, that's that page. Okay, flipping over to the next one, this is where I write all of my goals for the year. Since I'm gonna be a sophomore, there are a lot of things happening, like I'm getting my first little, and I'm going through recruitment in my sorority, I'm living in my house, I have to get through all of my classes again, and I really wanted to write it all down so I remembered. I also have like fitness goals and stuff like that I want to keep in mind, so that's just where I write all of that. And my camera died halfway through me filming this, but it's just a quote page and it says I will do big things, and I made sure to outline the letters. And then after that, I decided to do a year at a glance spread, and this took a little bit of work just because I wanted to make sure that it's all separated equally, so I had to count all the dots to make sure the boxes were all equal. And yeah, but I ended up figuring out that I could do the entire year if I split it into 2 rows and 6 columns. So that's what I did. And I started from July and ended at June because that's how the school year works. I'm just using my zebra modliner highlighters to fill in like a little strip on top for the name of the month, and then I just went in with my Pilot G2 pen to fill in all the days. And then halfway through I decided maybe it's smart to actually write the title of the spread that I'm doing, so I stopped halfway through and decided to write a year in a glance using the marker side of one of my Tombow pens. And then I just continued doing what I was doing. This time I was a little more careless. I don't know why, I just got lazy and I just went off, I guess. I don't know, but it ended up looking pretty good. So yeah, that's my year at a glance spread, and this is the last thing that I like to do to set up my bullet journal. Sometimes I'll do like a fitness tracker, or this is really bad, I have to count how many times I get boba in a year just to make sure I don't get too much, but overall, this is pretty much it. Okay guys, so that was everything that I have on my bullet journal. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and if you're inspired to start bullet journaling, then definitely let me know. I love seeing like really aesthetically pleasing setups on Pinterest because there are so many people out there that can do it so much better than I can. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching. If you made it to this point in the video, you are a very good human, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!